Hello, welcome to Certified Jams. My name is Dalen, and today we're talking about the song I Might Be Wrong by Radiohead. And I'm going to tell you why it's a certified jam. All right, so this song is from Radiohead's fifth album, Amnesiac. I think it came out in 2001, and it was the follow-up to the album Kid A. One of my favorite records. This one was actually, it's interesting because this one, all the songs from this record were recorded at the same time as Kid A, as part of the same session. And I think originally they were going to release all of the songs as a double album as opposed to two separate albums. And then for whatever reason, they decided that the songs were sort of distinct enough that it warranted two separate records. So these songs, or the songs from this record, sort of share a very similar sort of feel and tone and production sound as Kid A, because they were both produced by Nigel Godrich, so the same producer that's produced all their records since OK Computer. I actually think of Nigel Godrich as like a sixth member of Radiohead, just because I think he contributes so much to their sound in the studio, and he's like definitely a creative force behind why these records sound the way they do. And yeah, Amnesiac is a really, really cool record. It has a lot of the same sort of electronic synth-driven sound that Kid A did, which they'd sort of started leaning into a little bit in OK Computer and just sort of like pulled it through. I think they got to a point where they started to pull back on using guitars in a lot of their songs. And then they, in this record, Amnesiac, they sort of slowly start bringing guitars back into it. And in this song, there is a really great guitar portion of the song, which I think really adds to it. So yeah, this song to me is one of my favorites just because I feel like it's got such a really interesting groove. It's a really cool combination of like this sort of like industrial electronic sound mixed with electric guitars. There is like a synth kind of bass that has this great groove, and then there's also like what I think is actual bass guitar. So there's almost like two different bass parts. Really cool electronic programmed drums and different sort of like percussion electronic sounds that fit in. And then Tom York's vocals are affected in a really interesting way. They're sort of like almost sound kind of muffled, and they're like sitting right in the middle of the mix, whereas everything else is really taking advantage of like the full stereo sound. So yeah, it's just like a really interesting sound and a great groove, and one of my favorite songs. I just think it's got such a cool sound. So yeah, let's dig into it, and as we go, we can sort of pull apart some of the different parts of the song and talk about them. Let's go. I love how it starts with these sort of droning kind of synth sounds, like really atmospheric, and then they just stop right on the beat. It creates a real cool dynamic. And then yeah, listen when this bass groove comes in. I think this is like a synth bass. It sounds kind of electronic. It might not be. It might be a regular bass guitar, but it's got such a cool groove. And then in a different part later on, there's another bass guitar that is also playing, which is really cool. I love Tom York's vocals in this. He's got this really great sort of lower, sort of medium register throughout the verse, and then the falsetto in the chorus. It's just amazing. He's got such a great falsetto voice. And then, like I said at the beginning, I love how his vocals are affected. They just sound kind of like almost like distorted, a little muffled, but like really interesting. One thing about Radiohead, their drummer is like such a metronome. Like he's so precise that it's hard to tell which of these drums are programmed and which are him actually playing, because you can't really tell the difference. And a lot of the times they'll record live like acoustic drums, but then treat them in a way that makes them sound electronic. So I don't actually know if these are programmed or not, but the way that they're recorded, where they're really sort of filling out the stereo mix, it's just creates a really cool dynamic. It almost feels like they're strumming like a guitar in the one channel, but just muting the strings, and it's creating more percussion. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it sounds like. It's cool. I love this breakdown. I remember when I first heard this record and this song, at that point I almost felt like this was a different song, because the breakdown is, and this change is so abrupt, but it's clearly the same guitar from the rest of the song. Like it's in the same place in the mix and has the same tone, but it's just playing a different part. It's such a cool twist in the song at this moment. It's great. And then the way that these drums definitely sound electronic when they come back in here, but and then it builds back to the original groove. It's really cool. Love it. What a great song. I've done a few other Radiohead songs on my channel. We talked about Let Down, and we talked about Weird Fishes, Arpeggi. People have really strong opinions about Radiohead. It's pretty funny when you take a stand about like, oh, this is my favorite song, this is the best album, whatever. People react to it. So this is one of my favorite Radiohead songs. I think it's got such a cool sound, and this whole record to me is great. Knives Out is another song on this record that I love and I listen to all the time, so I might also talk about that one, but this is a really strong record. And like I said before, it is sort of like a tonal cousin of Kid A, because they were all recorded during the same sessions at the same time. This record does have a different feel though. Like when I found out they were part of the same session, it was interesting because they sound like different records. So it's cool that they split them up, because if this would have all came out as one giant record, it would have been a much different thing. Anyways, really, really great record. And yeah, this song to me is a standout. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you like this song, chances are you'll like other songs I talk about. So check the channel out, subscribe, and like the videos because it really helps other people find it. And yeah, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks.